Hi business besties, welcome to another video. My name is Beth if you're seeing me for the very first time, and on my channel I share everything you need in order to grow your small business, build a small business and be profitable in your small business. So guys, let's get into today's video. So in today's video we're talking about debt and everything debt. So I know that as a small business owner, debt is a very touchy topic because on one hand a whole lot of people are like, no please, I avoid debt, I don't want debt, I don't want loan, I don't want this, I don't want that, especially if it's from bank or if it's from like a financial institution. I don't want, just take it away from me, I don't want. And then a few people are like, no, debt is not bad, it can be good, it just depends, it really depends, it depends. And then you are probably on a crossroad and you're like, is debt really good? Is this something I should partake in, or is this something that I should just like shy away and grow my business in more organic way? So today we're going to break down all you need to know about debt, whether or not it's something that you should take, whether the risk is even worth it, or whether or not it's something that you should just shy away from and just grow your business with the finances that you have and leave the rest for the rest. So I would say first things first, in incurring debt or taking a loan or whatever you might call it, is what exactly are you taking this debt or loan for? So now I'm of the school of thought that if you're taking a loan or if you're taking debt to start a business for the very first time, it is not advisable and it's not a wise decision. Now I'm saying for the very first time, meaning that you've never run a business before, you've never seen how running a business is, you just don't know how it is to run a business. Maybe you've worked in a small business before, maybe you've even worked in like the marketing aspect of a business before, and you feel like, yeah, it's just market your business, you would grow and all of that. I would strongly say no. Do not take loan, do not take debt. It is very tricky taking it when you're starting from scratch. You're starting from you don't know anything at all. You're starting from you don't know if this will take off. And then, you know, a lot of people usually say things like, oh, if you're saying that because you don't know how your business is going to be, that means you're pessimistic, you're not speaking positive things into you. No, let's be realistic here. If you've never run a particular line of business before, but you're just seeing it as maybe this business is lucrative because you know people are running the business, you know what they are making and all of that, and then you feel like as long as you apply what it is they're applying, you will also make a lot of money in a short period of time.
It's just gonna be easy squeezy, boom, I'm done.
Maybe your loan, you're supposed to pay it in 1 year, that you're like, no, in 3 months I'll be able to pay my loan back. I would strongly advise to know, because at the end of the day, having debts that you have to pay at the back of your mind is not really a good feeling, especially when you don't have money, especially when you don't know how you're going to pay that debt, especially when you know that the deadline for paying that debt is very close and you're just hoping to God that you're going to raise that money before the deadline comes. It's not the greatest feeling. So I would say that if you're just starting a business for the very first time, you should definitely avoid debt. If you want to raise money, you can raise money either from friends, from family if you can, or you can take an extra job or something that you need in order to raise money. But taking loan from like a financial institution or from like a bank for the very first time, even if they give you, even if you have a very good maybe collateral or something like that, it's not the wisest option and you can put yourself under undue pressure, and it's just not safe and advisable as a small business owner starting out. Okay, so now on the other side of things, if you've been running your business for an ample amount of time and you know that you need money in order to push further, maybe in order to get equipment, maybe in order to buy new inventory or introduce a new product, maybe a new line or something like that, and then you know that this is why you need this money, it is a very good bet to take that debt. Now why I'm saying this is because you've been in business for a while. You know what is essential in your business. You know what sells and what doesn't sell. You have products that probably sell out a whole lot faster, and you have products that probably takes a long time to sell. So you know what moves and what doesn't move. You know what your customers like, you know what they don't like. Basically, you've studied the market, you've studied your customers, you've studied the industry, and you kind of know what works. So in that way, when you know what works, taking a loan or a debt, you're on a safer side, because I would assume that you're not going to pump money into things that would not work, considering the fact that you have prior knowledge in the business that you're currently running, right? So first things first again, if you're starting a business from scratch, from the very beginning, you know nothing about it, and then you're just entering it, even if you know something about it from far, I would still say raise money from immediate family and friends, from people that you know that can give you the money, or maybe even take loans from like your friends, and then you're like, okay, I'll pay over this period of time so that in case you need to extend it, it's not like your interest is like growing rapidly and you're afraid that, oh, I'll not be able to pay this back and all of that. But then if you've been running your business for a period of time and you kind of know what it is that you're doing, you've experienced growth, you've experienced failures and all of that, I would say it's a great thing to take debt, to take loan. Let's not always look at debt from a very bad perspective, that let's run away from this, let's shy away from this. The word debt just means that you're owing and you're such a debtor and you don't have money. You know, there's just this stereotype around it. Let's not look at it like that. If you know that this is very essential in your business, you need to grow, you need to expand, you need a large amount of money pumped in, it is very advisable for you to take debt, to take loan, in order for you to grow your business at that stage that it is in. Okay, so now we're going to talk about savings as opposed to taking loan or taking a debt. Which one is much preferable and which one is better? So while savings is very good, especially if there's something you're looking forward to, maybe there's something you need to do in your business and you're like, you know what, let me save up for like a year in order to get this, or let me save up for a couple of months in order to get this. I would say one thing that should be at the back of your mind, especially if you operate in a country that I'm in like Nigeria, is that inflation is on the rise. Inflation is rising every other day. Cost of products is rising every other day. So if you say you're going to save up XYZ amount of money for a year, that year would come and then the amount that you've saved up might not be enough to get that thing at that particular time. So that means you may either have to add extra money that you may not even have, or that means you may now have to take a loan at that point in time. So now you've saved for a whole year when this is something that you could have done a year before, and now the year has come and then you don't still have a lot of money. So now you now have to, at the end of the day, still borrow money, or maybe ask family and friends, or maybe find a way to like add up the remaining money that is left, considering the fact that, remember, you waited a whole year. And one thing I have learned in business is if there is something that you need to get done now, a whole year might be a long time. Competitors are all around you. Someone might come in a year before you, take up that idea, go with that idea and thrive with that idea, and you are still waiting a whole year in order to raise that money, when you could have taken a very good loan with good interest and all of that, and you'll have done what is needed in your business, experienced the growth, seen the failures, seen the mistakes, and then gone ahead. So now don't get me wrong, this is not me saying that savings are not important, but what I'm saying is that you need to consider what is at stake in your business at that point in time. If this is a project that seems kind of urgent, if this is a project that maybe you've seen a gap in your industry and you're like, wow, nobody has done this, nobody has thought of this, waiting a long time because you're trying to raise money to fill in a gap that you are clearly seeing is not the wisest option. Why is not the wisest option is because the way you're seeing the gap, someone else is seeing that gap, and someone else is going to fill that gap because you are waiting a long time in order to raise that money. The fastest person to do it, the quickest person to do it, can easily dominate a market, can easily monopolize a market, and basically you can just walk your way around things. So with these things, you have to be very strategic with what your business needs at that point in time. If it's just something that is timely and you need to get off, I would say take a loan, take debt that will help you finance it at that point in time, so that that project can kick off and then you can move on to other things, so that you know that in this way you can easily pay back while your business is still going on with that project, and then you're doing great things in your business while you're still paying your loan at the back end. Okay, so business besties, another thing that you should take note of, another point that you should consider whether or not you should take a loan or whether or not you should take that debt, is the current market that you're in, your current customers. Is there current demand for that thing that you need to do in your business? So maybe there are new products that you need to launch, maybe there's a new line that you just need to put out there, and it is very capital intensive, you need a lot of money, you need funding in your business, and then you know that at this time there's a lot of demand in it. People are asking if this can be done, if that can be done, and all of that, and then you know that in order for it to be done, you need a lot of money. So you're thinking to yourself that, oh, maybe I should just kind of like save up, maybe I should just kind of like put it off and save up till I can do it, my customers will wait and all of that. Your customers will not wait. They might not get that thing. The money that they have for that thing, they will divert it into something else. I mean, we know it's money moves. So if there's current demand for something in particular, and then you know that this thing is something that is going to move, it's going to sell out, you're going to make good profit from it, you're going to be able to pay your loans, pay your debt and all of that, definitely I would advise that take that debt, take that loan in order for you to succeed. Okay, so I'm going to put out a very quick disclaimer here because I realized I did not do that in the beginning. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not give advice on finance and everything. What I'm giving you right here is based on my own experience and what I know in running a business for over 5 years. So yeah, are we good? Okay, let's go. Okay, so guys, one last thing I would like to add about this loan and debt thing is, if you take a loan in order to finance something in your business, in order to make something move in your business that needs capital, at the back of your mind, when you know that that you have to pay a certain amount of money either at the end of the month or over a period of time, it pushes you as a business owner to want to do more, because you know you have to pay this money and this money has to be paid. So some way, somehow, somewhere, this money has to be paid. So you have to tell yourself that you have to make a lot of money in order to pay the money that you're meant to pay. So that means that you have to increase your profits, you have to increase what you're selling. So if before you're very comfortable with selling XYZ amount of products, now that you know you have to pay this loan, you're going to tell yourself that you have to pay much more than what you were paying before, so that this loan that you have to pay off has to be paid off timely, and just so that you can be more relaxed and remove that, you know, you have loan to pay at the back of your mind. So guys, I hope this was helpful in helping you make a decision whether or not to take loan in your business. And let's remove the whole thing about loan and debts being bad as a business owner. The minute you take debt is not the minute that your village people are coming for you and making sure you don't pay the debt. And also, I would like to say that if there's one thing I've realized, okay, so my mom used to work in the bank, and one thing she used to say is that for a lot of people that used to take loans and debts from the bank, most of them that did not have the intention of paying that loan and debt back, the business that they use that money for a lot of them, it does not succeed. For a lot of them, it flops. So those people that maybe eventually they had no plans of paying back the money to the bank, for a lot of them, their businesses do not grow. So at the end of the day, I feel like your intentions also matter, because all these things just in some way or another just matters. So if you know that the reason why you're taking this loan or you're taking this debt is for a good cause, and then you've looked at your pros and cons and you see that it's good, I'll take it, sure. Why not take the risk and just see how it works for you? Till next time, guys. Bye.